I'm too good with these hands, watch a hater fall flat. It's so great for my city, I'm the realest one that's reppin'. Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I will.
Welcome to the Parley alongside 15-year NBA veteran Kendall Gill. I am TLO, another special guest in studio today from Northside Boxing in Evanston, Illinois. We got him represented today with the hoodies all over the place.
Of course.
And our next boxer here is Diego Larrero.
Yes, sir.
Said that right?
Mm-hmm.
I did it right.
Don't ask me to say it. I can say Diego, but I can't say the other one.
No, that's fine.
Diego, welcome to the Parlay, man. You're fighting at 165, a 2-1 record, coming off a unanimous decision victory and a TKO.
Yes, sir.
And it's my understanding is you're the longest tenured boxer at the gym with Coach Jesus.
Yeah, been at that gym for 4 years, and Jesus, he's not my personal trainer, but he's giving me tips and all that. I'm coached by Shelly Barnett and Ewan Jackson.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, man. Well, obviously you're here on the show. We want to give you the spotlight, and boxing in Chicago. We're trying to give Chicago boxers a spotlight and kind of just highlight what they're doing in the game. And obviously you're one of these boxers. First, how did you get into boxing? Why are you boxing, and what this made you to train and do this?
I grew up in a rough environment, and I didn't really have a leader or any father figure at all, and my mom was always working and all that, so I was going through a lot of stuff. And then I remember I was going to a doctor once, and I was diagnosed with severe depression and PTSD, and then they took me out of my home, and we went to DCFS, and they were interviewing me, and they were trying to make me relax. And this lady, her name is Michelle, I'll never forget her name, she said, what do you like to do? I was like, I don't know. I don't even want to live. And then she gave me a list of all things I should do, and it was like journaling and meditation and all that relaxing stuff like that. That's not me. And she said, what about boxing? I'm like, maybe. And I remember in my high school there was a gym right next to us, and I went there one day, and the first day I went in there, it's like, all right, you're getting in the ring and you're fighting. I came in that ring 232 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And, I completely got my ass beat, but I came, but with my mentality, I like the boxing mentality, because I didn't leave and I was like, I got my ass beat. Of course I did, but I came back in there and I was like, all right, I'm going to train so hard that I'm going to beat his ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him tips. Yeah. And I did it every damn day until one day he couldn't hit me at all. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. And I came up on top, and I was like, all right, let me do this with every single person in the gym. Let me give everybody work. And that's what I've did. I've lost over 60 pounds. I'm now at 165.
Wow.
And, everyone at the gym, whenever they want work or try to brawl it out, they come to me or they give me tips. Like today, this guy, he's fighting at the Golden Gloves named Ali. He was like, how do I stay in the pocket? Staying in the pocket is just like you go out there and brawl out and just go inside. And I told him, I was like, all right, let me teach you. And I teach them, and I put that man to work. Yeah. I was like, how bad you want it? How bad you want it? And he was tired, but I'm proud of him because he did it,
Yeah. So not only are you a fighter, you kind of a coach too in the gym.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, with the amazing story, by the way, but awesome. One question I have to ask you for all the people that out there in Chicagoland that have not seen you fight, what type of style do you have, or is there any fighter out there currently that you would compare your style to?
Any fighter, this is cliche, but Canelo. But my favorite all-time fighter is Captain Left Hook, Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, I have a mean left hook, a check hook. It's very, very fast, and that's one of the things in boxing where you can experiment. Once you go at that skill level where you can go in there and you're comfortable, you go in there and test yourself out in your own style, because you come in there with technical stuff, and then there's days where you want to create your own style, and that's a beautiful thing, because with beginners, they come in there, they train, they do the little class, and some, they stay in there. It's like they have those thoughts in the back of their head. They're like, maybe I'll try this, maybe I'll try it. They start asking you questions, and then eventually they come up to you. They're like, hey, I want to try this out. And I'm like, okay, let's go in the ring and let's try it out, Yeah. There's some people that go in there and they don't like it at all. But there's other people that are just like, oh yeah, it was a humbling experience, but they come back and they're on top, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
Boxing is a sport that people don't realize how much athletes go in there and have to drain themselves. I'm not even talking physically. I mean mentally, to be able to fight, to be able to get into a ring with somebody, to duke it out, right? But it's this as a boxer, it's more than physical. It's so mental, and your story right now it's a lot of boxer story. Not to makes you put your story in a cup, but what I'm saying is that it's to be respected, and to hear your story and to hear what you went through. I definitely total respect to it. How do you get through after that phase? How do you get through it once you've already realized, all right, you know what, I'm in here for the long haul? What keeps you going after that once you've gotten through that phase? Once
I came out of that phase, I kind of realized, oh, this is not just to have fun or get my mindset off of things I've been through. Is I'm actually putting the work, and I'm actually like giving work to other experienced fighters. Like there was this one time I went in with this fighter, and he was like very durable. He could take punches or whatever, and we went 2 rounds. And the first round completely I just destroyed him, and in the second round he gave it to me. I'm not gonna lie, he gave it to me, but I didn't know his experience at all. And then I come out, and Coach Ewan was like, that guy is a pro fighter. He was 9-2 at the time.
Oh wow.
And I was like, wow. And I've heard him badly. I was like, yo, I can go far with this. And then my other coach, Shelly Barnett, she's like, you need to have more confidence in your own how you fight and all that. Build yourself up in some type of regard. And Coach Chainsaw said that you got to come in there with that mindset where you own the ring. You come in there acting like he's going to take something from you, and you got to say no. Mm-hmm. Take no for an answer, You got to come in there and act like you own that ring, like it's yours.
You do. And having been a pro athlete myself, that's the mentality that the top guys have.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned about your 2 favorite fighters being Canelo and Roy Jones. That's an awesome combination, by the way.
Yeah.
I must have forgot.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself going in the future? Do you have the pros in your mind? How long will you think it'll take you to get there? How long will you stay an amateur?
Well, realizing now, it takes a sacrifice. Like we were talking earlier, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You got to think about it and dream about it, and just actually do it, and changing nutrition as well, and how you eat and how you sleep and all that. So it's a long way for the pros. I'm not really sure about that, but I see other fighters where we point at them as like, oh, like look at that guy, look at that guy. Mm-hmm. I want that experience where people look at me when I walk in the room and be like, oh, you're like, look at that guy, he's tough.
Yeah.
Like I want to be like him, or like I walk in the room and everyone's shaking my hand, giving me respect. Yeah. And that's how I want to leave boxing, becoming like an elite amateur boxer.
That's great. That's a great goal.
Definitely. We talked about boxers and like Roy Jones and so forth. How do you feel about where boxing is today? Obviously, you're boxing now, but we know these fights that are coming up. We're so excited for Tank and Ryan and Benavidez and Plant coming up here soon, next week actually, to be exact. How do you feel about the state of boxing? You as a boxer?
Like you were mentioning before with respect, I feel like now people don't give each other respect because now everyone wants to become undefeated, or like having that you can't touch me mentality. You could have that as some type of way, but everyone doesn't want to get touched at all. So they'll pick and choose who they want to fight and all that. But I feel like you should like gain that type of respect with who you're fighting and all that. Some people come in there acting like they're all that, and then you see them fighting, you're just like, oh, that's not really a good fighter. Yeah. So it's kind of going downhill. In a way, I feel like we should go back to that old style where everyone was just brawling it out. Yeah. Everyone was just going at it.
So you like tournaments, like say for instance the middleweight tournament when Andre Ward went through the whole super middleweight division.
Middleweight,
that's actually what I would like to see, because we talk about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence a lot. We talk about the welterweights that should have fought each other. We talk about Devin Haney. The lightweight division, Lomachenko. We talk about all those guys doing a tournament. Then everybody fights each other to see who's number one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because everyone's saying, "Oh, I'm number one. I'm a number one," and nothing ever happens.
Nothing
ever happens to people.
Nothing
Like you
ever
said,
happens,
Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. They've been talking at it for years now. You
Right,
can see it. And it's like, when are you guys actually gonna fight? Because I want to see that. Who is actually on top? At this point, the belts don't matter. It's who comes out on top in that
I
ring,
agree.
getting their hands raised. That's respect right there.
I agree.
Chicago boxing. We had actually an episode one of our last episodes. We talked about how major boxing events don't come here to the city, right? And it could be a plethora of issues, from taxes to what's around here to bettors and so forth. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like major boxing networks, promoters should be coming to the city, which is the third largest market in the country?
Yes, they should. Because I was talking to this one guy that was giving me a ride from Golden Gloves, and he was saying that back then Golden Gloves was a huge thing. He said you would get so much respect just even competing in it. Like you looked at like a tough fighter, and for me growing up, I'd never heard about Golden Gloves ever, Chicago and Golden Gloves. I only known about it for a year, and I'm looking at videos and doing my own research, but it should be marketed to the point where about Golden Gloves without even someone telling you. It's like, oh, I know this should happen. So definitely they should come more over here, because there's a bunch of tough fighters here.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What's your next step? What do you want to do next? And obviously you're gonna be boxing, but do you have a fight coming up or planned, or what do you want to do after?
I just want to keep going down in weight, go at 156.
Okay.
But I'm known for my power, so I want to come down with my power as I cut weight, because I feel like I'll dominate at 156. And that's just not being cocky. That's just with confidence. Like
just
I
the
said,
facts, right?
Yeah, that's the facts.
Just the facts. Yeah.
Like Coach Ewan was saying, conditioning equals confidence.
Right,
I will put in the work to prove it.
Right,
and somebody stops me, then I'll give respect. I'll shake that man's hand. But beforehand, no, I'm not gonna shake nobody's hand. Afterwards, maybe. But before, you gotta prove it to me.
Guy, man. I love this guy. Yeah, for real. He got me hyped up.
Coach, where you
Man,
at,
he
bro?
got me hyped up too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Last question before we we leave here. You said 156. 154 is the the weight division in
Yes,
boxing.
sir.
If you could fight anybody at that weight division in their prime, who would you fight?
In their prime, like
Yeah.
pros or
Yeah.
anything?
Pro. Anybody.
Man, that's a tough question.
It is. That's a lot. I
Yeah.
know. Think of anybody. 154.
I say Manny Pacquiao. Manny
Whoa.
Pacquiao.
Make him move up.
Yeah.
Catch weight.
Make him move up a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's probably at 154 now. He's a little
Probably at 154.
Yeah.
But Manny's back in training now.
Yeah.
He may be fighting another professional fight. Sometimes it's hard for pro fighters of that ilk to stay away from the game, because of all of the cheers. That's why Mayweather fights the exhibitions now. It's not really, to me, for the money. It's because they miss.
You can tell he
you
wants to
miss
come back
it,
in
what I
there.
mean? You miss it. You miss all of the adoration from the fans and all that. So, maybe one day you might be able to get that fight with Manny.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That would be an
If he sticks
exciting
around long
fight.
enough.
No.
Yeah,
He might hurt me, but
he may
I'll
still
give
be
him,
around.
Yeah. I'll make him work for it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, Diego, it was a pleasure having you, bro.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck to you. Let us know when you fight, man. I
All right,
think
Diego.
we can do our thing, man.
That's right.
This is the Parley. Don't forget to check us out on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I tweet a lot, by the way.
You do.
I've
yeah.
been tweeting a
and
lot.
I retweet your tweets.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
bro. Appreciate
I do.
that. Follow us. You know what's going on. All boxing fans, we're here. It's the Parley. What's up, guys? TLO here for the Parley. 15-year NBA veteran Kendall Gill
Yes,
there.
sir.
Don't forget to subscribe to everything you see there in the description box. We want to hear from you guys. And, of course, hit that bell for the notifications. Like that, you know what's going on.
Hit it.
By the way, just want to make sure you know, Tyson Fury has never lost a fight to Deontay Wilder.
And this is untrue. He lost the first fight.
I don't even want to hear it, bro.
He lost the first fight.
I don't even
You
wanna
know
hear it, bro.
He lost the first one.
He did it, bro.
He lost the first one.
He did it, bro.
You have yet to watch that fight with me. He lost the last two, but not the first.